We are live. Yeah.
All right, good morning, everyone. Hope we've got some people tuning in. I can't see the Facebook, so hello.
We've got a bunch on Facebook.
Awesome. Hello, wherever you are. Today we're going to do a nice, mostly seated and laying down. So it's going to be a gentle hatha yoga class. We will need a strap. So Kim had mentioned that. If you can get a yoga strap, or if you have a belt or a bathrobe tie, that works too, just something long enough, and we'll use that later on in the class. So coming to sit comfortable, and again that might mean you're up on a little cushion like I have, or a block or a blanket, and just giving your shoulders a roll a few times. Also, happy Good Friday to anyone who's celebrating that today. We'll roll it the other way a few times. I was surprised when I saw snow this morning. Good, and then let the shoulders relax and fall away from the ears. And then just closing your eyes. We're just gonna start with a little breathing practice. So trying to breathe just in and out through your nose and just noticing your breath as it lands here, as it is, not changing it as we start. Just notice the temperature of the breath moving in and the temperature of the breath moving out. Maybe it feels a little cooler on the inhale, maybe a little warmer on the exhale, but whatever you feel is correct. It's noticing what your breath is in the moment. And noticing your body. So we're just going to do a little scan through the body, feeling your sit bones connected to the mat or the cushion. Feeling your hands resting on your thighs or knees. Feeling the spine long. So like a little string is gently lifting you up towards the ceiling, but you're also relaxed. So long but soft in the spine. Shoulders relaxing away from the ears. And then feeling your arms, moving back up the arms into the neck and head, the head resting over the shoulders, softening your face and your jaw. And from here, we're going to start to deepen the breath. So again, you can keep the eyes closed and relaxed if you're comfortable. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale for a count of 3. So taking a breath in through the nose, 2, 3. Exhale out, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. And exhale out, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale out, 2, 3. And just continuing this rhythmic breath at your own pace. So again, it's an equal inhale for a count of 3 and an equal exhale for a count of 3. Just noticing that little space between each breath. And as you breathe here for a few more moments, just letting yourself come into your practice, come into the room. I'm going to read a short meditation from the book called Journey to the Heart. So you can just listen. So again, just allow your eyes to stay soft. It's called Take Care of Yourself. Take better care of yourself than you ever have before. That's what your heart is telling you to do. Those times of driving yourself, depriving, not being gentle and loving with yourself will no longer work. Criticizing, repressing, denying won't bring the feelings, the growth, the results you're seeking. The harder you push, the more you relentlessly demand perfection, and the worse we tend to feel. Fall in love with yourself. Be gentle, loving, kind, and attentive. Take time throughout each day to tend to your needs, just as you would tend to someone you love very deeply and dearly. Loving and caring for yourself this way won't waste time. It's not a delay. Take better care of yourself. Your life will improve and you'll feel better along the way too. Take care. Taking care of yourself is a simple act with profound consequences. The better and more often you tune into this, the more you'll align with the universe and love. So just letting those words resonate, and also just thanking yourself for making it here. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is making it onto the mat, and you've already done that. So we will gently open our eyes and just bring the eyes back into the room, and we're going to bring our hands together at the heart. So just starting with a little seated warm up, we're going to inhale, circle the arms out. So this is like a sun breath. We're drawing a nice big circle. Fingers can gently touch over the head. Exhale, palms back down. So it's like you're gently pushing against the air and back to heart center. We're going to come into a little twist. So left hand behind, right hand crossing over, coming into a little twist to the left. So your belly, ribs, and shoulder gently turning. And then back to center, hands at heart. Right hand behind, left hand crossing over. Take a breath in and out here. Then hands back to heart. Okay, we're going to inhale, both arms back up. And then lower that left hand down, and the right arm's going to travel across, coming into a little side bend. Staying rooted through that right sit bone though, so we're not going so far that we lift off the ground. And then inhale, both arms float back up. Lowering right hand down, exhaling over to the right. Good, inhale, both arms up. And then we're gonna bring palms together and exhale, lowering hands back to heart. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit so you can see my hands. Okay, and then from here, we're going to bring both hands behind. So both hands behind are tented onto the ground, shoulders draw together, and maybe the gaze gently lifts into a little heart opener for a breath in and out. And then back to center. We're just gonna walk the hands forward. So just coming into a gentle forward fold. And then walking the hands back up. And then inhale, exhale, hands back to heart center. So from here, I just want you to look at which leg is in front. For me, it's my left leg. So we're going to stretch the legs out and then come into a seated position the opposite way. Okay, so bringing the other leg in front just so that you're sitting equally, and that might feel a little funny. I know for me it does, but good to switch it up. So hands back at heart, we're gonna come through that again. Inhale, circling out and open. Exhale, palms down, back to heart center. Left hand behind, right hand crossing over, twisting to the left. Taking an inhale, feeling the spine long. Exhale, soften, and back to center. Right hand behind, left hand crossing over. And hands back to heart. Inhale, taking arms out and open. Okay, there's a little space between the hands, and we're gonna lower that left hand down. You can even walk the left fingers out a little bit, coming into a side bend over to the left. And not about how far you go, just creating some nice opening in the rib cage, in the right hip. Inhale, both arms back up. Lowering right hand down and over to the left. Feels so nice. I love opening up my side body. It helps just to breathe a little bit easier as well. Inhale, both arms back up, palms together. Exhale, lowering hands to heart. Okay, both hands behind. And it's like you're just gently drawing the shoulder blades together, like they're holding a little piece of paper between them. Maybe gaze stays forward, or inhale, lifting forehead up. Exhale, back to center, walking those hands forward. And maybe this is as far as you go. Okay, so maybe go a little farther, but just checking in with what your edge is today. Walking hands all the way back up. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Good, and from here, just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And a cleansing breath out through the mouth, side out. And one more, inhale. Exhale, side out. Good, and from here you can lower hands down. It's coming into a little stretch for the neck and shoulders, dropping that left ear towards left shoulder. And you're not bringing the shoulder up, just let the shoulders stay down. Maybe you bring that left hand on top of the right ear for a little extra stretch, or not. So again, it's always finding your unique version of the pose, finding what option honors what you need here today. Maybe it's just being really gentle. Maybe it's going into, a deeper variation of the pose. And release, bringing that ear back up, and then lowering right ear over to the right shoulder. You can even just close your eyes, again, if you want to bring that hand onto the head. Just take a few breaths here. And gently releasing that hand and bringing the head back to center. And then from here, we're gonna draw a little circle with the nose. So imagine your nose is drawing a small circle onto a piece of paper. And you can keep your eyes soft if you like. It's just kind of nice to go inwards and feel that without the eyes having to do the work. And if it feels good, you could draw a little bit bigger, but going no bigger than the size of an orange. So this is just really nice, soft rotation for the neck without cranking the head. Keeping it really nice and gentle. And back to center, and a few little circles the other way. And I find sometimes it actually takes more awareness to keep it small, so not always going to the full extension of the pose. And starting small, and then if it feels good, you could slowly draw a little bit bigger. Remember, in one class I said drawing about the size of an orange, and somebody said, what kind of orange? So use your discretion as far as how big your oranges are. Whatever feels good. And then back to center. Gently opening the eyes. Good. We're gonna come onto the hands and knees now. So into a tabletop position. And I think I did this last week when I was teaching, so if you have any wrist injuries, you can also come onto the fists or block. So I'm going to show you on the fist today. If your wrists don't bother you, just spread your fingers and put your hands under your wrists. Okay, knees hip distance apart, toes can be curled for a little extra support, and coming into a flat back. So belly is drawn in, neck in line with the shoulders. We're going to start to come through a few cat-cow. So it's just nice movement for the spine on the inhale, gently lowering the belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, rounding back. So the tailbone starts to tuck, mid-back rounds up. I release the crown of the head towards the ground, just creating a nice big black cat arch. Inhale, reverse. Chin can lift, neck long, tailbone gently lifts. Exhale, rounding back. I'm just going through this a few times with your breath. So on the inhale, you gently lower the belly, come forward. On the exhale, you start to round back. So syncing that movement with your breath. Let's do that 2 more times each way. And 1 more. Back to neutral. From here, we're going to come into thread the needle. So lowering that left hand down, we're going to inhale the right arm open. Exhale, you're going to thread it through close to the left wrist and coming down onto the right side of the shoulder and the right side of the face. Okay, so if the head doesn't come all the way down, you can slide a block or a blanket to meet your ear where it is. Otherwise, letting the head rest. The left finger's content, your left elbow's bent, so that just provides a little support. And a few breaths here. Some people like to extend that left leg out long, or just keep the knee bent. Really nice stretch for the mid back, the upper back. And one more breath in, and one more breath out. Lowering that left hand down, pushing into your left hand so you can come back up, back onto the hands and knees. Let's do a cat-cow each way. Inhale, bring it forward, exhale, rounding back. And back to neutral, lowering that right hand down. We're gonna inhale, opening up through the left arm. Exhale, thread it through. So you come close to the right wrist, and then extending that left arm out long, palm is up, tenting right fingers. And a few breaths here. For some people this might be really deep, so if that feels like a really deep stretch, then maybe lifting up a little bit, sliding something under the head. One more breath in, and one more breath out. Lowering that right hand back down, pushing yourself back up. We're gonna come into a downward dog, so grounding through the hands, curling your toes, lifting your hips up. I'm gonna show you on my forearm so you can do the same thing. This is called dolphin. So you either choose downward dog or dolphin. Elbows under shoulders if you're doing dolphin, and coming into an inverted V. So your feet are hip distance apart, letting your heels stretch towards the ground. So you're getting a nice deep stretch through the backs of the legs. You can even bend the knees and extend a few times. Shoulders wide, the gaze comes towards the toes. Okay, so you're relaxing the head. Taking a breath or two here. From here, we're going to come forward into a plank. So you can be on your hands or on your forearms, and then dropping down to the knees and lowering all the way down onto the belly. Okay, so from here, we're going to come onto the belly, make a little pillow with your hands, turning to rest the cheek one direction. Your big toes come together, let your heels fall apart. And just give your hips a little wiggle side to side. And you can even just close your eyes, tune back into your breath. So this is a little mini pause, just letting your body absorb what we've done so far. These little mini pauses are a form of just that self-care, checking in, slowing down, not rushing on to the next pose, being here right now. And then we'll turn the head in the other direction, so just letting the neck have an equal stretch on the other side for a few breaths. Forehead back to center. We're going to come up onto the forearms and then bringing the tops of the feet on the ground so the toes aren't curled, curls aren't toed. Tops of the feet glued down but about hip distance apart. And then on your forearms, your elbows are under the shoulders. Okay, coming into Sphinx pose, letting the shoulders drop away from the ear so your gaze is just gently forward. This is a supported back bend, so we have our arms to support us. You could also, if this is a lot, you could walk the hands forward a little bit or bring the chin into the hands is a nice variation. And just close your eyes here, taking a few breaths. So some of you might be up high. If this feels like a lot on your lower back, just walk your hands out and that will lessen the compression. And a few breaths here. Good, and then slowly releasing. So your hands come under your shoulders, let your head come back down. And then just gently massaging the forehead into the ground. So just a little rock of the forehead side to side. Back to center. From here, we're going to roll onto our back, but also grab your strap. So you can roll onto your side and just grab your bathrobe or strap, have it beside you. And then we're going to come right onto our back from here. And just let your body stretch back out long. So the knees could be bent or the legs out long. And just letting the hands rest beside you for a moment. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. And one more. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Inhale, reaching the fingers up over the head, toes pointing away from you. Nice full body stretch, stretch, stretch. And then lower your arms down as you bend your knees. And we're gonna come into little boat pose. So your hands are on top of the knees. Just maybe a little rock side to side. Massage in the lower back. This is so nice for the lower back. Hope everyone's doing good so far. Can't see you, but hope you are doing well. Okay, back to center, placing the feet on the ground. If you have a ponytail, you might want to remove just so your head is comfortable. Grabbing your strap, your belt, your bathrobe. Hope everyone has one. And then we're going to, so the feet are on the ground, we're gonna extend the right foot up and then just bring it in close enough so you can take that strap onto the bottom of the foot, and it's about where the heel and arch meet, okay? And then from here, just working on straightening that leg. It's okay if it's not perfectly straight, keeping the leg over the hip, toes spread. Your elbows can come down beside you so that you relax the shoulders, and just taking a few breaths here. So this little sequence we're gonna do is so good for the legs, the hamstrings, the hips, lower back, especially if perhaps right now you're working from home, you're sitting a little bit more than you're used to, or you're not working and maybe you're not moving around as much. This will really be a good sequence to do at home when you get a chance, okay? So now we're going to open up in the hip, so taking both straps into your right hand, your left hand can come down beside you. And you're going to just open that right foot up a little bit to the side. So it's kind of like the big toe turns towards the shoulder. And then letting that leg just come out a little bit to the side. So watch here, I'm not just dropping my leg. I'm lowering it enough that I feel the stretch, but I'm still kind of hugging the inner thighs in together. So my left knee is not dropping out to the side, keeping that left foot down, connected. A few breaths here. So the core is still engaged, supporting the hip. And you're still extending out through the bottom of the right foot, so still keeping length through that right leg. And coming back to center. So from here, we're gonna extend that left leg out long, toes pointed up to the ceiling on the left foot. So you're nice and grounded through that left leg. Bring both straps over into your left hand, right arm out beside you, and then bringing that leg across the body. So some of you might be able to go a little farther. You might even feel yourself roll into the outside of the left hip. For some of you, as you come across, it might be a really deep stretch. So stop where you feel that, in yoga we call it the sweet discomfort. So you feel it. It might be a little bit, of a deep, not pain, but a little discomfort. That's okay. As long as you're not going too far that you feel like it's agony. You don't want that. And a few breaths here. I know I've been walking a lot more, so really good to stretch out into the hips and back body. And back to center. And we're gonna bring the left foot under the strap as well, so just let both legs be elevated for a moment. Maybe a little rock side to side. You can even open the legs into a little V. So you just let the strap go a little bit, bring them back together, whatever you have room for. If it's a shorter robe, just doing a little side-to-side movement. And back to center. Okay, so feet back together. We're gonna release the right foot back down to the ground and coming through that on the other side. So toes are spread on the left foot, heel is extending up towards the ceiling, elbows relaxed, neck long, and soft, and a few breaths here. So there's this balance between effort and ease. So we are, working the core a little bit to keep our leg supported. We're engaged through the leg, toes are spread, but then we can soften in the shoulders, we can relax our jaw, relax our eyes. Feel your breath here. Especially if this is a deep pose, then it's really important to focus on your breath. It will help you get through the pose. Passing both straps into the left hand, turning that big toe, left toe over towards left shoulder. So you're just kind of pivoting that foot open, grounded through the right foot, and opening that left leg a little to the side. Oh yeah, feels good. Breathing here. Inner thighs like they're just gently hugging together, core engaged. Back to center. Okay, extending that right leg out long, toes pointed up to the ceiling, grounded through that right leg. Both straps pass over into the right hand, left hand drops out beside you, coming across into a little twist. So still pushing out through the bottom of that left leg and grounded through your left shoulder. So you're not twisting so far, you roll off, keep that left shoulder connected. Few breaths here. I'm outside in my yoga studio, so this is like a renovated garage, and I can hear the wind blowing outside. Glad to be inside today. Come back up, all the way back to center. Straps back into both hands. Let's take that right foot back up. Let both legs be stretched or inverted. This is just really nice. Inverting your legs helps with our circulation. Bringing blood flow back towards the heart helps to calm the nervous system as well. And then we'll release the strap and just gently bend the knees. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Good. We're going to lower the feet down. We're going to come into one more pose. So feet hip distance apart, feet grounded. Hands tucked in close beside you. Shoulders gently walk in together on the back. We're going to come into bridge pose. So gently pushing through your feet, you're going to start to roll your hips off the ground. Okay? And gently squeeze the glutes. Don't let the knees fall in, so you keep the knees parallel, hip distance, and then walk your shoulders in a little bit. Some of you might even interlace your hands or just keep the palms grounded. A little space between your chin and chest, and a few breaths here. So this is really nice at stretching the hip flexors, also good at stabilizing the core and the spine. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale out, and don't just come down super fast. See if you can slowly roll it down, so one vertebrae at a time. All the way back down. We're just going to widen the feet here, so about the distance of your mat, and then just let the knees rock side to side. Little windshield wiper. If you want to get fancy, you can let your head gently turn the opposite way. Oop, I didn't do it. There we go. Takes a little brain coordination. Good, and back to center, and walking the feet back in. From here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall apart. So if this is super deep, just move your feet a little bit towards the end of the mat. And then from here, we're going to go through a little meditation. So we are going to be using our hands, and I'll guide you. And there's going to be 4 hand movements and 4 mantras. So the first one, you're going to bring your fingers to just gently touch the forehead. Close your eyes, and in your mind, I want you to repeat the phrase to yourself that I say, I am calming my mind. Hands to heart, I am softening my heart. Palms face up beside you, so you can let your hands come to the ground. I am receiving. Palms turn down. I am accepting. Hands to forehead. I am calming my mind. Hands to heart. I am softening my heart. Palms face up. I am receiving. Palms face down. I am accepting. One more time, hands to forehead. I'm calming my mind. Hands to heart. I'm softening my heart. Palms face up. I am receiving. Palms face down. I am accepting. And from here, gently bringing your hands under your thighs, bring your knees back together. We're just going to spend a few more moments in Shavasana, so you can keep your knees over your ankles, let the knees fall together, or stretch your legs out long. Just as long as that feels okay. On the lower back, I like to bring my legs out long, let your feet fall apart, and palms facing back up to the ceiling. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And one more inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And letting your eyes soften. Jaw relax. Back of the teeth are slightly parted and the lips are gently touching. Feeling your whole body melting into the mat. Relaxing all your muscles and joints. Feeling your breath gently moving in and out. And as we rest here for the next few moments, letting your mind, your body, and your breath rest here in Shavasana. And if your mind wanders, which it naturally does, just let your breath be the focus, following the inhale, following the exhale, resting here. Gently wiggling your fingers and toes. Bringing a little awareness back into the body, back into the room. Stretching in whatever way feels good. Maybe stretching your arms over the head, or you could hug your knees back into the chest. Just taking your time, no rush. And then when you're ready, you can place the feet down and roll over to either side. And just support your head so you come into fetal position. Just taking a little pause here. Letting that energy settle. And just taking that with us into this Good Friday, into the rest of our weekend. Thanking yourself for taking this time for you. And when you're ready, gently making your way back up, back into a comfortable seat. My hair let loose down there. Okay, so we will meet in a seated position. And just taking a moment to close your eyes, bringing hands to the heart. Thank you for joining me here today. May we be happy, healthy, safe, and at ease. Honoring that wisdom within yourself, thanking yourself, we gently bow. Lifting up to open eyes, honor each other, even though I can't see you, but I can see some names. Sharon, Natasha, Carol, Julia, Kim, Namaste. Namaste to everyone on Facebook as well. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care.